So I was on Twitter, and the discussion of the day was, and this is a discussion that's come up a few times, and the discussion was which show was better, The Wire or Breaking Bad. Now, before anybody, if you didn't watch both shows in its totality, then just leave the conversation, leave the room, put your nose on the wall like they used to tell you to do in school. I watched both shows. The Wire was the best kept secret on television because it's funny how revered and great how popular it is now. But I'm like, where the fuck was y'all at back then when it was on? I watched The Wire in real time. I was in high school, middle school. Me and my pops used to sit up on Sunday nights and watch it. It would come on after The Sopranos. It was underrated because number one, it didn't have a lot of star power. Idris Elba's a star now. He wasn't a star in 2002. Michael K. Williams, some other people, Mac Wiles, and it was overshadowed because HBO didn't really promote it. They spent most of their marketing dollars on The Sopranos and Sex in the City back then. That was their bread and butter. And I watched it in real time. Watching a show in real time, it takes patience. It's different than watching it when you binge watch it. When you binge watch it, you can always click to the next episode and you don't have to wait. There's no build up. You just watching. Watching in real time was different. Now, as far as the first four seasons, compelling, epic, great storytelling, great acting. The realness was there, authenticity. They shot it in West Baltimore. They had some people from Baltimore in the series, like Snoop Pearson. Slim Charles is from DC. Where The Wire lost me was season 5, and like I say, I watched this in real time. I remember waiting 2 years because HBO's known for making niggas wait, and I waited. Season 4 has a special place in my heart. That's my second favorite season. That was the season where they brought in Snoop and Chris and Mike and Dookie and Weebay's son Naaman and all of that. And coming after a strong season, which ended and started in 2006, we had to wait 2 years for season 5. So from '06 to '08, I'm sitting here patiently waiting. And I remember every Sunday being disappointed at the lack of action and the lack of suspense. And they made the whole season was really about McNulty and all that political office shit. And I'm like, yo, I want to see the streets. I want to see Prop Joe. I want to see Omar and Marlo Stanfield and all them. We got barely anything. They killed off Omar with Little Kennard randomly. Snoop had an iconic scene, how my hair looked, Mike. It was just season 5 was average. They were pitching a perfect game from 1 through 4, and then they just fucking choked. And I can't forgive them for that. And like I say, unless you watch it in real time, you can't really. I can't even really describe how let down it was a letdown. Well, Breaking Bad, the only edge I put over The Wire with Breaking Bad, The Wire had more iconic characters: Stringer Bell, Marlo Stanfield, Avon Barksdale, Omar. I mean, enough said. Other than other than Walter White, it wasn't really. It was Saul Goodman. It's not as many iconic characters. But as far as no bad seasons, because like I say, The Wire, the first 4 seasons, it was premium gas. Season 5 was mid. We got to be honest here. And let's not say it was a black show. It was a black cast. David Simon, a white guy, he fucking created the show. So let's cut that out. But the Breaking Bad, every season got better. Season 2 was better than 1. 3 was better than 2. 4 was better than. It never got bad. They also had one of the greatest cliffhangers in TV history where Hank finally realizes after 5 seasons that the guy he's been chasing after is under his nose, his brother-in-law. You had the great acting, you had the great storyline, you watched Walter White go from being this lame chemistry teacher to becoming the biggest crystal meth dealer in the country. So you watched him go from his having his first murder scene, his first kill, his first drug trade, his first drug deal, his first time cooking a batch of meth. You grew with the character, and every season got better. I can't say that for The Wire, because season 5 was whack. Let's be honest. I like if you're not including season 5, it's the greatest show of all time. But you gotta include it. You can't disinclude it. It is what it is, and it disappointed the fuck out of me. I can't say that for Breaking Bad. Breaking Bad got better every year, dog. Every year. As a matter of fact, AMC had a marathon on a couple weeks ago because Better Call Saul came back, and they were showing the last few episodes of season 5, and they had that episode where Jesse hooks up with Hank, and Jesse calls Walt, and he's like, "Look, if you don't come to the location, we're burning $10,000 of your money every fucking minute." And they don't curse, but and Waltz is speeding down with the Chrysler and all the suspense. And I was like, yo, they didn't have the suspense in season 5 of The Wire like that. The most excited I got about it was when Omar approached Mike and he was on crutches because he jumped out the roof and all that shit. Jumped out the window. Like, season 5 was all over the place and it just wasn't enough. I didn't care about all that other shit with McNulty. I wanted to see the streets and they didn't give us enough of that. And I can't forgive them for that. They ruined a great show with an average finish. And Breaking Bad, it transcended, it ascended or whatever. It got better every year. So I'm like, I can't put The Wire over Breaking Bad. And I seen people was going back and forth, and I get it. The Wire is the shit. And like I say, it's different when you watch it on DVD or whatever 10 years later, which I'm assuming a lot of y'all did. But when you watch it in real time, man, waiting every single week. And this is before social media. This is before Twitter, when people would hack networks and leak out episodes. You had to wait. You didn't know what was coming. And sitting there every week waiting on this shit and then being disappointed, I can't forgive them for that, man. When they had little Kennard kill Omar in the corner store, I was like, really? That was like some kid killing Tony Montana. Like, that's how we doing it? Nah, man. The Breaking Bad was flawless. They pitched a perfect game from season 1 to season 5. The Wire came up short, and that's just what it is. Now, if you didn't watch either show, shame on you if you were into television. And just cinematography, fuck it. I don't care if you don't like TV shows and you just like movies. These shows were phenomenal, both of them in their own right. But if you watch both shows, man, what you think? 'Cause I definitely was a rider for The Wire. I was there from day one watching it in real time, man. I'm telling you, that season 5 is It's not only unforgivable, it's forgettable and unforgivable because it wasn't nothing memorable about the season 5 at all. It was gaga. Okay, season 5 was garbage, and that doesn't get spoke about enough. And some people will say, "Well, season 5 was whatever, but it was still the greatest show." No, it can't be the greatest show if you had multiple seasons and one season was wide. No, and I can't even put it over the Sopranos because Sopranos didn't have any bad seasons. I think most diehard fans will tell you the first 3 were the best, but they never had a bad season. The Wire had a bad final season, and I can't forget him for that. So yeah, I'm gonna give Breaking Bad the top notch. And like I say, I would recommend it. Breaking Bad is on Netflix. Who ain't got Netflix these days? The Wire, you could get the DVDs. I still got them. I still watch the old DVDs. And you could probably stream it on HBO. But like I say, watching it in real time, I can't even describe the disappointment and waiting every week for 9 o'clock on Sunday, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck is that? And that was it every Sunday. And I'm like, no, man, I can't. So yeah, Breaking Bad has it for me, man. That was the better show. Like it's not that it was that much better, but that season 5 it was too it left salt in my heart. It did something to me, man. I can't forget him for that, man.